back here with Carolyn Grant. Carolyn, let me ask you a question. You're a lawyer like me, but unlike me, you deal with contracts. Is that right?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Now, I took a class in contracts in law school, and there was something about a chicken. I remember reading a case about a chicken. I barely passed the class. So let's talk about contracts. What types of contracts do you deal with?
Well, as a general category or two of contracts that I deal a lot with,
Yeah.
they're contracts where businesses are selling items or buying items.
Okay.
And those items could be tangible physical products, or they could be technology solutions, and also contracts where people are buying or selling services.
Okay. So services as well as durable goods.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Carolyn, what kinds of recommendations would you make to your clients, whether they're buyers or sellers, regarding contracts and contract formation?
Well, that's a big old question with a big old answer,
Yeah.
I got to tell you. But there are some general things to think about as a buyer or a seller of products and services. And also one who's going to produce a contract or negotiate a contract or revise a contract for the purchase or sale of services. And some things to keep in mind are having a fair, equitable, and balanced contract, generally speaking, having concise, clear language, so there's no question about what it says. And also, if I'm representing a seller, I want to think about helping my seller limit its liability under that contract for whatever it's selling to that buyer. If I'm representing a buyer, on the other hand, I may want to make sure that contracts holds the seller to being responsible for any problems with the products or services that they're providing.
Okay. Let me ask you this. I was wrong before. I do deal with contracts in the formation and breakup of marriages and custody arrangements.
Yes.
I'm very familiar with the ins and outs of that. But I don't do construction contracts or sales contracts like you've talked about. Is your experience with particular industries valuable in the details that you need to quickly arrive or discern in contracts?
Yes, it is.
Can you talk about that?
Yes, I can.
Go ahead.
And also, along with that, I would say that since I've done work as representing sellers and buyers, that if I've represented both a seller and a buyer in a particular industry or business sector, it's more helpful to me to have done both to be able to write that contract.
Both sides. Okay.
Absolutely, because you know how things are negotiated and where they may end up ultimately.
Well, that's a great point. So tell me this, do you make any special offers with your clients about the formation of contracts, or respective of a number of hours of work or anything like that?
You know, I do, and it actually is posted on my website. For a client that requires 30 or more hours of my services in a calendar month, I will offer them a discounted rate, a substantially discounted rate. And so that information is all available on my website under rates.
Okay, well, that's really a lot of really good information. So you would encourage people to look at your website?
Absolutely. Please do.
Well, in our next video, we'll talk about key contract terms. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Steve.
All right.